Namaskara, Jai Jinendra friends. Welcome to this edition of Jain Heritage series, an exclusive web series presented by the website jainheritagecenters.com. Friends, in today's edition, we will explore a 11th and 12th century temple which has a lofty Manastambha with an idol of Tirthankar Parshwanath as the main deity of the temple with the Kamatopasarga carvings with four Jain inscriptions, of which two of them are Sallekha memorial inscriptions, and particularly one of them is one of the very important inscriptions at this place. Probably you would be wondering which is this particular monument which we are exploring. Yes, come on, let's put an end to the curiosity. Let's move on. Friends, the monument that we are going to explore today is Antarala Parshwanatha Swamy Basadi, located on the Chandragiri hill of Shravanabelagola. When it comes to the history of the temple, this is a temple that belongs to around 11th and 12th century AD, though there are no written evidences citing the exact period of this temple's construction. Based on its architecture and inscriptions, it can be attributed to 11th and 12th century AD. The Basadi contains a Garbhagriha, Sukhanasi, Navaranga, and a porch. And the temple is a structure of some architectural merit, with its outer walls being decorated with pilasters and miniature turrets. The doorways are lofty, and the Navaranga as well as the porch have veranda at their sides. The pillars in the Navaranga are of round Ganga style with bell, case, and wheel mountings. Then moving on is, as already mentioned, the temple has an idol of Tirthankar Parshwanatha as the main deity. The Tirthankar Parshwanatha idol is about 18 feet high and it is called as Kamata Parshwanatha Tirthankara. And below the idol's knee on either sides that you can see in the second image, you can see some sort of carvings. You might be wondering, what are these? Yes, of course, these are related to Kamata Upasarga. That is, let's explore more about that in the next couple of minutes. This idol of Tirthankar Parshwanatha has a very huge followership across South Karnataka. The Pasara family, with their roots in Hassan district, consider this idol as their family deity and they arrange for Panchamrita, Abhisheka Puja, and Pada Puja to the deity during special occasions. Owing to the presence of a small gap between the idol's base and the pedestal, it is called as Antarala Parshwanatha Swami. Antara means a small gap in Kannada. Moving on, like already mentioned, on either sides of the knee, just below the knee, we can see some carvings. Let's explore what are these carvings about. These carvings are found on either sides, and on the left side, if you clearly observe, the first relief that you see over here is of Kamata throwing a mountain towards Tirthankara. The second relief is that of a demon throwing a dart towards the Tirthankara. The third relief is that of two demons, with the demon on the left holding a serpent in his hand. And the fourth relief is that of Kamata that you see over here with folded hands and kneeling down with his wife, seeking the Tirthankara's forgiveness. These carvings help us conclude that these are related to Kamatopasarga. Friends, one interesting aspect about this particular carving is that not many, even to this day, are aware that these carvings are related to Kamatopasarga. Moving on, friends, as already mentioned, you find four inscriptions in this temple, of which the inscription that you can see in this particular image is located or is placed in the Navaranga of the temple. This is a inscription which is there in the form of a pillar, and the inscriptions are carved on all the four sides of the pillar. Hence, this is called as the Kamba Nishadi, and the term Nishadi is used for a Sallekha memorial, and this is again a Sallekha memorial. Hence, this is called as the Kamba Nishadi. Moving further, friends, the content over there in the inscription is in the form of is in poetic form. Hence, it is called as Kavya Nishadi. Kavya means poem in Kannada. Furthermore, this is an inscription of 1129 AD, a Sanskrit inscription with its script in Kannada. Moving further, the Kavya or the content of the inscription that has been written in the form of a kavya has been written by a poet called Mallinatha. Hence it is called as, and he is also called as Madana Maheshwara. That is what is being extracted from the inscription. Furthermore, the inscription gives information about the lineage of Jain monks in the period. In the presence of a yoga patti, if you see over here, the third image, on the Muni or the ascetic, you find a small thong. This presence of a small thong on the Muni is called as a yoga patti, and the presence of a yoga patti on a Muni's body is means that the Muni who has attained salvation or who has attained samadhi was a Bala Brahmachari. Furthermore, friends, if you look at the content of the inscription, it has been carved very meticulously and very nicely, and it was been carved by a person or the sculptor. It was Gangachari, and Gangachari is called as Birudu Ruvari Mukhatilaka in the inscription. Furthermore, friends, like already mentioned, this is the Sallekha memorial inscription, and the profile of the person is a Muni, and his name is Muni Mallishena Maladhari Deva. Like already mentioned, this is a inscription written in Kannada script with around 255 lines across all the four sides. Moving further, friends, let's try to explore the inscriptional content. The inscription gives us details of relationship between different munis and their sanghas. It gives details of Jaina acharyas. It gives an account of Bhadrabahu, his greatness, and how his disciple Chandragupta looked after his guru. It further gives importance of Acharya Samantabhadra in three stanzas. It indicates details of his victory over the scholars at Malwa, Sindhudesha, Takkavishaya, Kanchipuram, Vidisha, and other places. It also mentions about the importance of Simhanandi and Vajranandi Munis. It speaks about the importance of Akhalanka Muni, his greatness, and his victory over the Buddhist group of scholars and their goddess Thara Bhagavati. Furthermore, the inscription also speaks about the influence of a Muni called Matisagara, how he used to defeat poets, scholars, and others in the Chalukyan capital, and how the Chalukyan king Jayasimha used to worship this Muni. It further speaks about Shanti Deva Muni, Ajita Sena Yati, and many others. Furthermore, it also gives us details of Jain scholars such as Shantinatha Pandita and Padmanabha Pandita. Furthermore, friends, like already mentioned, this is the Sallekha memorial of a Jaina Muni called as Muni Mallishena Maladhari Deva. It indicates that the Jaina Muni Mallishena Maladhari Deva attained Samadhi in the year 1129 AD. There are about 7 stanzas that speak about Muni Mallishena Maladhari Deva's greatness and his qualities. It gives a very detailed account of the people who were present around him when he undertook Sallekha and how he undertook the Sallekha Vidhi as prescribed in the Jaina Agamas by following the Ratnatraya Marga. So this is in connection with this particular Sallekha memorial. Friends, let's move on and explore the details of other inscriptions in the temple. We can find 3 other inscriptions. One of the inscriptions is on a piece of stone inside the temple which belongs to 10th century AD. It informs that Vaijachi, the daughter of the head of the hell, died by undertaking Sanyasana Vrata at Kalvappu Tirtha. Friends, couple of aspects that are worth noting in this particular inscription is the term Sanyasana Vrata. It is nothing but an alternative term of Sallekha Vrata. Then Kalvappu Tirtha, that is an alternative name, the earlier name of Shravanabelagola, that is Kalvappu. Later on, one of the inscriptions to the right of the Garbhagriha or the Sanctum Sanctorum's outer wall, which is dated to 12th December 1256 AD, informs that Chikka Mudukanna, son-in-law of Vijayanna, donated 10 Kodaga land below a place called Govindawadi to Kamata Parshwadeva. Couple of aspects that are worth noting in this particular inscription are usage of the term Kolaga, which is a measure, which is a measuring unit, Govindawadi, which is the name of a place, and Kamata Parshwadeva, which is nothing but the Parshwanatha Tirthankar idol in the temple is been called as Kamata Parshwadeva. Friends, in addition to these inscriptions, there is another inscription to the left of the Garbhagriha's outer wall, which is again a 12th century inscription, which informs that Dhanakirti Deva, a disciple of Damanandi Traividya Deva, constructed Sakalya. Moving on, friends, in front of the temple, we find a huge lofty Manastambha. This Manastambha was erected during the 18th century by a person called Puttaya, a merchant from Hassan. With this, we end through a quick journey of this ancient Jain temple at Shravanabelagola. Friends, if you would like to follow us on the social media and want to have a glimpse of our work, here are the links. If you would like to join us, please write to info@jainitcenters.com, and of course you have the contact details there. Thank you. Jai Jinendra.